G'day and welcome back to the Upside Fantasy Sports podcast. This is the matchup preview. Look, the accuracy on these has been pretty awesome. I'm loving doing it and presenting it and providing the insight. Even when the data tells me one thing, I've had the ability to sort of chime in and say, ignore it, back the player, back the footy side of it. So it's been pretty awesome. I've already recorded this tonight and the audio didn't come through. So forgive me if I'm a bit rushed. I do not want to muck around because I'm exhausted and I need to get cracking with my evening that has been burnt. But let's get into it. Remember, if you're new here, this is what we do. You'll see this graphic and I run through it for people who are listening on Spotify, so you can see it. And me talking about it's probably a bit redundant, but I evaluate it a little bit. And for people who are listening on the potty version, I need to sort of speak to it. So that's sort of how it works. But yeah, it's awesome. It's great for sit starts. It's great for pickups. It's great for captains, vice captains. Great for getting a feel for how your weekend's going to look and whatnot and how you can navigate it. Just take these headphones off so I can regulate my voice a bit. Game 1, Bulldogs v Sharks. As you can see, lock has an elite matchup. Left half has an elite matchup. Right centre, great matchup. Front rowers have great matchups. Hooker has great matchups. Right half, poor matchup. Right to RF, neutral matchup. And the fullback has a neutral matchup, but you wouldn't be relying on Blake Taaffe anyway. The Bulldogs have the discrepancy, but I wouldn't read too much into that. They've been pretty staunch and they've scored pretty well. But we know the Sharks are a pretty serious footy side themselves this year. Bulldogs are dominant down the right, and so are the Sharks. And on the Sharks, the left to RF, who should be Teague Wilton, but currently is Sifa Talakai, has a great matchup. So he presents as a solid plug, as I mentioned in the TLT potty. Neutral matchups for the front rower, Hooker, and the right half. Which is Nico, but you're still VCing your Nico, and as I should have mentioned, you VC Jacob Carraz as well if you want with the great matchup. Right centre, poor matchup, bad matchup for the fullback. Left half, right to RF. Next game, if it lets me. Warriors Broncos, elite matchups for the left to RF, right centre, and fullback. Gun matchup for the Broncos. That's the Warriors have a left to RF elite matchup. Right centre elite matchup and fullback elite matchup. What I might do is just mention the top stuff for these games, and if you want to look deeper, pull up the YouTube video, or if you're on YouTube here anyway, and I'll just mention the evaluation because I just don't have the capacity right now to go through every single one like I usually do. So the Warriors, the elite matchups are as mentioned, and then they're quite a balanced scoring side, the Warriors. For the Broncos, left half and that whole left edge has like pretty solid matchup, so keep that in mind. Gun matchup for Ezra Mam. Elite matchup for Tristan Saylor, who therefore is a solid plug and play. It's in favour of the Broncos, this one, and they scored in the middle of the field, the Broncos, as the dominant edge. For the Knights, gun matchup at lock. Great matchup as well, just quickly for Fletcher Sharp. Elite matchups for Hooker, right wing, right centre, so that Mitch Moses edge should be humming. No, that's the Knights, sorry. That's the Knights. So I'm not sure about that with how Will Price does there, but elite matchup for Greg Marju on the left. So I like the left as the dominant edge for the Knights this weekend. And they are left dominant in general. The Eels are right dominant, and that's because of Mitch Moses, and Mitch Moses has a good matchup. So does Bryce Cartwright. Even though there's only a neutral matchup for Blaze Talangi, I still like him. Sivo has a gun matchup and Dylan Brown has an elite matchup. So really interesting, strong edges for both teams here in different ways. So should be a pretty solid SuperCoach outing you'd expect in general. Storm, left to RF has a gun matchup. Hooker has a gun matchup. Left centre has an elite matchup, which is that Jack Howarth currently. Storm are right edge dominant. The Raiders, the left centre has a gun matchup. Pretty tough for the rest of the Raiders guys though. So yeah, I'm not playing any fringe Raiders guys. Great matchup for Puppy if you have him, or if you're looking to trade him in. This could be a good week with the matchup apparently. According to the data, he looked pretty good the other night. Like he scored a try. The work rate was there or thereabouts. So I think, he's okay. Wishart, another guy that other people may be considering a sit start. He has a great matchup, so I think he's a start this weekend. Storm right dominant, and the Raiders are balanced but boring. Game 5, Dragons Dolphins. Dragons gun matchup for the right half, which is Benny Hunt if he backs up from Origin, which I suspect he does. Right to RF elite matchup. The front rowers have elite matchups. Left centre and left winger have like above average matchups for the Dragons. They're right dominant and a bit more balanced now than they were at the start of the year. They were full right, now they're a bit more balanced. Finns are left dominant now with Herbie and Katoa and Bostock and Aitken, but gun matchup for the right 2RF, the front rower and the right half and the right winger. So a bit of a right favoured benefit here for the Finns. Not their left edge, even though they're left dominant, but you're still playing your left edge guys like Herbie and Aitken without a shadow of a doubt. In this one there for your Finns guys. Look, it's in favour of the Dragons, but you're firing up your Finns and Dragons players, and make the most of it. Game 6, Panthers Cowboys, elite matchup for the forward pack for the Panthers, as well as Jerome Luai has a great matchup if he does back up, but I'm not sure there. I'd also be confidently like playing Toto and whatnot in this one with that matchup for Luai. I think Toto benefits if Luai gets the upper hand in his sort of positional matchup. Right wing and right centre have tough and poor matchups, but I'm just playing them anyway, 100% for the Panthers. You're going for it. They've got a big discrepancy. They're left dominant and they're also quite strong in their middle, the Panthers. The Cowboys are also left dominant. Their elite matchups are with the right 2RF and the left winger. Great matchups with the left 2RF and the right centre. So pretty balanced, but and I'm ignoring all tough matchups for Panthers. Whereas, for the right winger, the hooker and the lock for the Cowboys, I might pay a bit more attention to that against the Panthers. Roosters Tigers, gun matchup for the right winger Dom Young, which is really fun. Elite matchup for the right half, which again benefits Dom Young, and the right 2RF, which again benefits Dom Young. Weirdly, Manu has a bad matchup statistically, but you're playing him 1,000%. It's a huge discrepancy, 22 in favour of the Roosters. They're balanced across the field scoring side. I'm ignoring all their bad matchups and firing up all my Roosters. From the Tigers side, they score in the middle and down the left. Gun matchup for their right centre, but I'm not playing him. I don't even know who he is. Sam Fainu has a gun matchup. My question to you guys listening is, would you play Sam Fainu this weekend against the Roosters if you had, say, Fainu versus Curran or Fainu versus Terrell May? What are you doing? I'd love to know if you guys think that Fainu is a start against the Roosters or not. He's in good form, but Tigers v Roosters could be a bloodbath. My gut is that he spends quite a bit of time behind the goalposts, not getting through enough tackles and runs. So not sure about that one. Good matchups for the front rowers. Right half is a great matchup. Aiden Caesar, but overall we're avoiding Tigers if we can. There was a question on Nat White. I think I got to it in the last potty, but if I didn't and you put that Nat White question, you can move off Nat White, unfortunately, mate. And if you're gonna have to tell me who's available in your league if you need any help there. I think that's gonna do it, guys. I had to just hammer through it. Like, there is no worse feeling in this than prepping and then speaking for 25 minutes into a microphone for it to not convey the audio recording in your video. And I did that twice in a row, so I'm just a bit defeated tonight. Apologies for the speed and quickness. Again, I'm available for any questions. You've got the content there on YouTube. Just pause it and analyze it yourself if you need to review it, and ask me any questions in the comments on YouTube or in Discord or whatnot. That'll do it, guys. We will talk soon. If you're here and you enjoyed, or you're here and it was helpful, please give the video a like. Really appreciate it. If you're on Spotify or Apple, give it those 5-star reviews. Those little things do go a long way over time, so I really appreciate it. Best of luck this weekend. I really hope you guys win your matchups. I hope I win mine. So and in the meantime, go Queensland. If they won or if they lost, doesn't really bother me, but go Queensland. See you guys.